This is Sunday the 17th of February 2019 and I'm meeting with Dr. Khin Maung Nyunt in his home in Yangon. Thank you, Dr. Nyunt, for seeing me.
You're welcome.
And you've had a very long life because I think you're turning 90 this year, is that right?
You're right, correct.
In what, May this year?
That is at 2019 May.
19th of May.
May.
So would you mind talking a little bit about your life, where you were born and what your life was like?
Yeah. I was born in Mandalay, Upper Myanmar. See, that date, equivalent, Yabak period, equivalent to 1929, 13 May, the exact date. And my grand ancestry, I can tell you.
Please.
Originally, they are from old capital Amarapura. Amarapura preceded Mandalay. See, they were there. They were merchants, trusted merchants of the king. So I didn't know, they told me, they were a little bit of Chinese blood and mixture of Thai also, because trade, you see.
Yes.
So they were trusted by the royalty to provide what the palace needed, they provided. Silk and Chinese products, Thai products, anything that the royalty demanded, they put in. When the capital was moved to Mandalay, they were asked to move, especially Khin Maung Nyunt. So some of them remained in Amarapura, but many left to join the king. And the king gave them a free land, freehold. I show you this direction, you can cut the forest as much as you like, and you can get as much as you can. So these people cut, and quite a large area of the forested land has been recovered. So that has belonged to you, given to you. No taxation, no that. It's freehold and hereditary. You can inherit. I still have it.
Really?
So these old people, in the traditional style, they built a house, built of teak, facing the palace. You see, always paying respect. And traditionally, they had a groundbreaking ceremony by putting pieces of jade, some rubies, and some mantra chants put around. So they were recovered. I still have them.
No.
Yeah. So that was, I've stayed there. So they lived on. Then my father, this was probably kind of jade miner, J-A-T, jade miner, from China. He was jade mining, and my mother was a little bit of a, and my grandmama, because this jade miner is quite a nice boy, and he asked for the hand of my mother. So agreed. So this jade miner from the coastal Chinese province, what is that?
Yunnan?
No, Yunnan is quite Indian.
Ah.
Face the sea.
Anyway, yeah.
Hokkien or whatever, and they were married. And he every year went to jade mines in Myanmar, and he made some successes. So we had jade, we exchange. But on the third trip, he got malaria and he died there. And this body was brought down and buried in cemetery near Amarapura with all the family names.
Really?
So-and-so in Hong Kong, so-and-so in America, so-and-so in Australia. Then so-and-so is now buried in Myanmar. So
that's your grandfather?
no, that's my father and mother.
Oh, your father, sorry, your father
Yeah.
passed away, the jade
Yeah.
miner. Yeah.
Father jade miner
Yeah.
coming from the coastal region of
China.
China.
Yeah.
So buried there. And
Leaving your mother with how many children?
she had 2 children. Elder brother and younger brother, myself. If father were alive, he would have sent us to Chinese school or maybe in China. But he died. We were very young. So we didn't have a chance to attend Chinese school, non-Chinese. Although mother taught Chinese to us, we never learned it. Only a few words. So what happened? My mother, had to send us to school. Local school in Mandalay. Local school run by the private teacher, a woman teacher, a typical Myanmar teacher, teaching us Myanmar culture, Myanmar language, Myanmar culture, Myanmar Buddhism and so on. So 2 years there. Then my mother thought, these 2 sons of mine should be modern educated. At that time, in the Mandalay, there was a Royal School SPG run by Dr. Mark, M.E.R.K. Mark. Royal School SPG. Royal School SPG. SPG is a Society for the Propagation of the Gospel. It's Anglican Church. Run by Dr. Mark. The Royal, because Khin Maung Nyunt's children were sent there to get modern education, including Khin Maung. So
Wow.
these last Royal children, they could speak English beautifully. Typical English accent. So that school we were sent. So Dr. Mark, see, and Mark, we studied about Siam Machi, Mark and Machi. If you go there, this Dr. Mark still pay respect to Khin Maung Nyunt and Khin Maung because they patronize him. So we receive English education at the Royal School SPG, originally run by Dr. Mark.
How old were you then? You were 5 years old or something like that? What age?
By then I was at the local Burmese school. I finished primary.
Okay.
Primary. So it's a kind of a senior primary, I would say.
Okay.
And we got to learn English, so we can't join straight away to middle school. Anyway, they were very good teachers. Myanmar teacher, as well as the Anglo-Burmese teachers, they could speak English very well. They taught us English beautifully. Grammar, composition, and English, literary English. Simile, metaphor, and litotes, and all that. Beautiful, and poetic spoken. And we got to learn poems by heart. And we learned beautiful words from the poems. Like a little boy blew, come blow up your horn. The sheep is not made to, the cows in the corn. But where is that boy that look after the sheep? He He is in the Hague of frustration. Will you wake him? No, not I. If I do, he will be sure to cry. Like that.
And you can remember it now. I'm stunned.
A lot of things I can. A lot of poems I learned.
Did you love English? You loved language, or?
I love English, of course. But especially when I was sent to SPG school, my love for English is more. And we got to demonstrate, you see.
Right.
Come out, you boy. Recite the poem with the demonstration. Little boy blue, come blow up your.
Oh my
The
goodness.
sheep in the middle, the cows in the corn, like that.
And was it a strong disciplinarian school? Did you get, caned if you didn't do the right thing, or, like some of the English schools at that time, if you were naughty or didn't do your homework, you got the cane.
Cane.
Yeah, you have that too.
Yeah.
But you were probably too good a student, so you never got the cane.
I used to get some caning because I was distracted by sound outside. Hey, you boy, what? Are you in the class or are you on the street? I'm in the class. Why? You are physically in the class but mentally outside. Come on, come out. Put your eyes on your ears.
Huh?
Pull your ears like that with your two hands.
Yeah.
And 10 times. I won't do it next time. I won't do it 10 times. Remember.
I've never heard of that punishment.
You do that.
Right.
I very like.
Yeah.
And as you do, you got to cite a poem. Little white blue, come blow up your heart. Like that. So it's okay. We never got very angry. We were happy. And there's one lady called Miss Morris. Miss Morris was she is a single woman. She can speak English and Burmese very well.
Wow.
And she taught us. She taught us English poem, English poem, a little bit of English, very some Shakespeare drama, turn it into so that children can understand.
The English context into Burmese context.
Exactly. I remember Merchant of Venice.
Merchant of Venice.
Very much.
So, was this before the war or the Second War?
Of course, before the war. Before the Second World War. Right. So,
at SPG, how long did you stay there?
about 6 years, I think. Then, my grandmother said, my children have enough of English foundation. They need to learn Buddhist culture. So we were sent to the BTN school. BTN school means Buddha Sastra Dokaka High School, Y School. We were sent there. And there we began to learn Buddhist culture, Burmese poems, and Pali Buddhism.
Wow, the original language. The original language of Buddhism, Pali.
Right. And there we always stood fast in English.
Of course.
Everyone, even the principal was surprised. These two children, my elder brother and myself, how they learned English. That they didn't learn that. We have been to SPG school. Oh, this is why. We always talk English fast.
Was the education good there though? Was it as good as at SPG?
Yes.
Was the education as good?
Yeah. In the Myanmar language and Buddhism, yes. Then the war broke out.
Now, this is 1941 in Asia, isn't it? It's not 1939 it broke out in Europe. The war broke out in Asia later when Japan...
Let me, the war broke out. Let me finish. We had many changes in our country. Let me tell you. Before war actually broke out in our country,
What happened?
there was a kind of a nationalist movement nationalist movement of Myanmar people. The matter started with the founding of the Yangon University in 1920. The British already established a Yangon College in Yangon. That was attached to the Calcutta University. No Myanmar history, no Myanmar literature, no Myanmar geography was taught. Only Indian type of Indian history, Indian culture, English and English.
Shocking.
Yeah. And then Governor himself knew, and it's time that we should establish a typical university, which would represent Myanmar. So they passed an act called Rangoon University Act, and that university was based upon typical English school, English university, residential, only for the middle class, because English is very stupid. Education is not every Tom, Dick and Harry. That's the English, you see. Education is not for all, only for the brainy people. So typically English style, residential, and they wanted to introduce called colonial education. Colonial education basically is to turn out a black Englishman, meaning we are black. All the Asians, all the non-Europeans are black, but we must put into their head typical English idea, English education, English thinking, so that we can prolong our rule there. And they introduce kind of English education called liberal education, which is also liberal, but primarily to make Myanmar people Englishmen in every way, thinking, speaking, behavior, style, moral manners, thinking, dress. Even these people won't even wear longi and all, typical Englishmen. And these people came very good. They were appointed ICS. ICS was Indian Civil Service, to serve the colonial administrative machinery. That was very good. But at the same time, this typical English liberal education is like a laser blade. It cuts both ways. It serves the purposes of the English government. At the same time, it serves to the rise of nationalism. Because of English language and literature provided us a window to see the world. Through English literature, through English language, through English liberal education, we learn English constitution, English history, English common law, English parliamentary system. So, open up. And through English history, we began to know what is happening around in the West as well as around you. We learn about Japan becoming modernized, and China very backward, and Thailand becoming modernized, things like that. So that gave us the chance to rise patriotism. We were so many people. The last king was our king. He was taken to India, and he died there. And the British were foreigners. But British did give us good education. We appreciated British liberal education for opening our eyes. So when Yangon University or Yangon University Act was passed, we welcomed it. But it was not for everybody. It was only for the middle class. Typical English. English in England, the education was not open to all.
Correct.
Only for the people. I mean, that is it will go in.
It's okay.
So, residential, typical experience. Residential, only student hostel. Anyone who wants to join Yangon University must be hostel student. No day scholars allowed. Hostels are typically English style, but well looked after. Everything provided, typical English. Myanmar food was given, but typical English style of food given. So we are quite trained, table manner, and how to use spoon and fork.
But did you go? Was this your time, or this is a bit?
No.
This
I'm
is
telling
long
you,
before
not by time.
Yeah, earlier.
Not by time. I'm just giving you the
history. Yeah.
So the 19. So the then student asked for permission to attend the Yangon University as a day scholar. Day scholar will cost very less. You hire a big house and each could spend 5 rupees. It's quite okay. Eating outside.
Yeah.
No. If you are going to join the university, and you have to stay according to the rules and regulations, you have to be hostel student. So we protested. See, boycott. We used not strike. B-O-Y-C-O-T-T. Boycott is a word from America. So 1920, Yangon University boycott. 1920. And the leaders of the boycott went to the Shwediko Pagoda platform, and they gathered together and they boycotted. We will boycott this act until our demand was reached. If you go to Shwediko Pagoda, you still see there. There's a memorial. And these boycotters were very smart students, not only Burmese, Indian, Muslim, half Chinese, all there, very smart. And we boycotted it because we wanted to attend the university. Therefore, instead of wasting time, we will set up our own style of education, saying that colonial education is a created slavish mentality. They produce graduates to serve other ICS, township officers, right? But we want an independent university to give an independent thinking, a real Myanmar university graduate. So they put up the Council of National Education, which set up the National College, where Myanmar literature, Myanmar language, Myanmar history, everything Myanmar was taught, were taught. So And the product of this national college went out to the different places to set up a national high school and national middle school. Very succeeded. And the British government eventually gave way. Okay, now this scholar can attend.
Boycott won. They won with the boycott.
Yeah. And also, we will teach your history, your language, your literature also. English. So that's okay. Quite alright. But you see, the way was open for nationalist movement for future. So the product of this national school had a patriotic spirit. Because of English education, we learned about the world. We know things are changing in Europe, in England, in Japan. Japan becomes a role model. And Russia and China, look at Russia and China, they are out of date. So they are very backward. Japan is very, very modern. And when when Russo-Japanese War broke out, everybody thought Russia would win, Japan would be defeated. But the other way around, Japan defeated Tsarist Russia. Because Tsarist Russia was backward, Japan was modernized. Because of many reforms, Japan became a kind of ally of the Western countries. Western countries realized Japan was the first Asian country modernized. And at the same time, India, which was the British India, people there also got aroused. They also began, a modern form of nationalism in India. We would like to be under the British, but they learned English culture. They wanted to make the India one day to become independent. Our country is a subcontinent and we are being under the British rule, but one day our country should also be independent. So Indian National Congress was formed. I must say that not natives, it was some very thoughtful British themselves who participated, who gave ideas to the native people to start a nationalist movement. I must give credit to you. Not the typical colonial Southern, but even among them, British people themselves realized that one day these countries, you form the movement. Indian National Congress was formed. The ideas were given by the British. Here also, people like Mr. Maurice Collis, J.S. Furnivall, and many others from the field of economy, administration, law, literature, and all. They were telling us, you form a movement.
What happened to you during the war years?
I will come to that, you see. Let me write.
Whole picture.
Yeah. So that was the time. So 1920, you got the University Act was reformed, and the British government recognized the national college, national schools, and so on. Right. Then, and it happened that in Europe things were changing. War was about to break out. Particularly, there's a rise of Nazism and fascism in 1930.
Yeah.
So by then, I was with English, typical a Roman Catholic English school, St. Peter's English High School in Mandalay. From PTA school, I was moved to Roman Catholic school, St. Peter's English High School in Mandalay.
Did they give you a nickname? Did you get another name? Did they give you a nickname like Jimmy or Charles?
No, I didn't.
No.
They did give me, but I didn't take it. But it's okay. And funny thing, the brother director was Clemention. He was a German.
Wow.
Very good mathematician. And another brother, Roman Catholic brother, Heinrich, is a German. And they were very good. They were even telling us, you are independent country, so you take chance to get independence from the British to a German. So a little bit less. But anyway, that's the time. So war broke out. Okay? War broke out. Let me go this way. Then we got to run. First, you see, Japan was trying to get hold of the entire Southeast Asia under its rule. And Japanese embarrassed Japanese government, you see, made the war propaganda. Asia is for the Asiatic. We shall build East Asia co-prosperity sphere under the leadership of Nippon. Nippon means Japan. And when you join us, we will give you independence.
That was their promise.
So not only Myanmar, almost all Southeast Asian countries today believe that. They were quite attractive, so they were welcome. And with that, you see, they came in. That was the time that when the Myanmar patriots of the time, led by Aung San, the father of Aung San Suu Kyi, and my mother, they were very, very active. We would first go out of the country, look for our allies in fighting independence. We have been fighting for independence peacefully, but not quite successful yet. They learned lessons from English history, particularly from Irish history. Irish Shetland movement, we ourselves, Shetland movement, inspired them very much. In there, you say, England's difficulty is Ireland's opportunity. That is good. Now, England is in trouble.
Yes.
So, it is our opportunity to rise the kings. So, Aung San and the rest went out of the country and went to China. But China, unfortunately, was even invaded by Japan, Manchuria invasion.
Right.
So we could expect. And that was the time Japanese capital was very clever to get contact with Aung San, giving them promise, as soon as we set our foot on your side, we will give you independence. You join us in driving out the English. We believe that. In the meanwhile, these Aung San and the colleagues were given modern military training on the Hainan Island. You see, basic modern military training on the Hainan Island under the Japanese, for which we are still thankful. Then, the Japanese, then in Thailand, Aung San formed modern Myanmar Army, BIA, Burma Independence Army, was formed. And with the Japanese moved in, came into it. Right, okay. And after 1 year, or a little over 1 year, we realized Japanese did give us independence, but a sham independence. Sham, not real independence. Independence, so-called independence, actually is a military rule of a fascist type. Japanese are fascism. They were very cruel. They tortured us. They took all our things, everything, mineral resources, everything, and things were very hard. I went through that period.
Can you explain? Give your own personal experience of that time.
All the commodities they took. No clothing, no proper clothing, no food, no proper food. Good food all taken by the Japanese. Rice, cooking oil, clothing, everything.
So where were you during this time?
In Myanmar, let me tell you,
Yeah.
that in Mandalay. So, and instead of giving a real independence, sham independence, they used fascist method. They treated the Myanmar public, including the Buddhist monks,
Physically hitting.
really, literally slapping,
Really?
stripping, sunning the whole body, putting the whole body in the sun, dipping in the water, like that. So we found Japanese. They gave us so-called independence, but they brought fascism. We got used similarly in Europe, Nazism. Hitler was quite welcome in this country. Nazi, National Socialist, and Mussolini also same thing. Hitler and Mussolini were welcome in this country at the beginning, but later they turned out to be fascists. We dislike them. And what should we do? So we took refuge in the Sakai Hill in Mingon. There, because I was young, I was not enlisted for Japanese labor force. But Japan also formed a youth association. Very good. Youth association. Trained on the Japanese system. Very good. Youths were organized to serve the country. Youth should not remain idle. So we benefited. Youth organizations were formed and given semi-military training. Right. So I was young. I was not enlisted in the Bagan. I was eyewitness. And they gave a typical martial song. Semi-martial training, not only in one country, in the Southeast Asia.
Where were you in the Sagaing Hills? Did you just stay with friends or family, or
with the family at the Buddhist monastery? We were there at the Buddhist monastery. We took refuge at the Buddhist monastery. Buddhist monastery is many accommodations.
for how long did you stay there?
Almost until the war was over.
That's years.
Yeah.
3 years or something.
Yeah. Through the war years, we were war refugees in the Sagaing Hill and Mingon.
No education?
I'm telling you. So we were free. So what happened? My mother said, "You are idle, don't remain idle. You see, you should go to the monastic school." So we went to the monastery the monk was not only a teacher, but he was also alchemist. Alchemy. You know alchemy? Alchemy. Alchemy is
medicine. Yeah.
not medicine. 3 types. Alchemists throughout the world, not only Myanmar.
Yeah.
Alchemists. Alchemy is the father of chemistry. Alchemists believe that base materials could be turned into gold if you can powder mercury. Then you can produce the medicine for your longevity. Turning base metal into gold, providing medicine of longevity, making you attractive to the opposite sex. 3 things. So when I went to that monastery school, the monk not only taught us Buddhist culture, Buddhist literature, he asked us to help in the value. So we were trained there.
Heat the metal.
Yeah. And at the same time, we listened what was happening. We got news.
Yeah, you were only 12 years old or something. You were quite young, 29, 40.
Yeah, about early teenage.
Yes.
So the monk used to, now Japanese are going to be beaten. And Myanmar people, the very Myanmar people, Bojo outside himself found out Japanese should be ousted. So he sent secret agent to British in India at Simla,
The hill station, yeah.
telling, we will ally with you. We will be with you, all the British European allies, in driving of the Japanese, on condition that when you come back to Myanmar, you give us independence. So said, yes, we will do it. So the story goes, the Japanese were ousted, then defeated, then gone. Then the Allies advance. They occupy the entire country. And typical British English system, old schools, missionary schools, began to open. And this Roman Catholic church, St. Peter's, was open.
And you went back to there?
Yeah, I rejoined it. So the then brother Clementin, sure, you will become independent. The British will give you independence. You got to wait. Don't fight for independence. The British will keep their promise. Fighting for independence is not good. That was the time that French refused to withdraw from Vietnam. So Vietnam was fighting for independence. They got divided. Similarly, Dutch in Indonesia, and etc., etc. Right. So we listen. So you should make happy understanding with the British. Try to be patient. They will give you. That was the time. The British returned with a similar white paper. White paper. British called a white paper blueprint, red tape, the typical English way of saying.
Yeah, right.
And white paper, similar white paper. White paper was brought with it. It won't say it will not give him. Burma has been twice hit by the Second World War. It needed rehabilitation first. Only the country is rehabilitated, economically sound, you can proceed with the independence. similar white paper. So Aung San said, no. You promised during the war, when you return to Myanmar, you will give us independence. I have given promise to my people, when you came with us, you will give us independence. So the entire Myanmar publishes independence first, independence second, independence. White paper is the British hypocrisy of delaying tactics.
Yeah, delaying tactics.
So we don't want that. So we boycotted. Changes in England. Winston Churchill was defeated, and Labour government led by Attlee came to power. Attlee was a Labour government, and he knew that things were changing. He knew that British Empire is collapsing. He learned lessons from the history. Roman Empire lasted 500 years and disintegrated. British Empire lasted over 300 years and began to disintegrate. But let us make it a very graceful way of facing the changing conditions. Instead of calling the British Empire, we will call it British Commonwealth of Nations.
Are you comfortable?
Yes.
You're okay?
British Commonwealth of Nations. In English-speaking world, colonies, British colonies are like children. They were colonies as children. Now they are grown up. They want to have their own family life. So we vacate. But within our compound, British Commonwealth of Nations, English Catholic stay there. And also colonies after the war are like a milestone around our neck, extra burden. The cost of maintaining, defending, very, very important stuff. Therefore, let them go. But within, let them go, but within our family.
So, now tell me, what happened to you then? You went back to the
School
to St. Peter's and graduated from there?
No. Let me tell the political situation first, so that I can fit in. So, in 1947, the then governor, the British government in England sent a new governor. In place of Sir Dorman Smith, Sir Hubert Rance was sent.
Herbert Rance.
Rance.
Yeah.
And Rance and Aung San had a talk. And they agreed. You should come to British Parliament and to talk directly to the new Prime Minister. So Aung San went. At that time, I was in the 8th standard of St. Peter's. I got double promotion. So it's a jump. Within 1 year, I got 2 promotions. So I was directly in the matriculation class.
Wow. Was your brother as smart? Did your brother also
My
jump?
brother did not attend school. He became a kind of a broker selling, especially selling gold and diamond and so on. Because his friends were like that. So he did join the school. He became a kind of a gold broker.
A businessman.
Businessman, right. Quite successful, right.
And why do you think you went on to study and he didn't? What is the personalities of the two of you? Why do you think, you went on and, studied and got degrees and things?
I like English education.
You were good at school?
Yes, I got double promotion.
Yeah.
And then the brother climate gave me promotion. So by 1947, when political changes were taking place, this our son went to talk with Lee. I was in the matriculation class, 1947. And the German brothers telling me, I have taught you enough, and there were only 26 of us. Well, trying. I expect, no doubt, all of you will pass. I have a conviction. But you must get distinctions. Right. So we try very hard.
And is that true? All of you passed?
I tell you, let me finish. So, yes, we passed from first division. All of us were qualified for higher medical study or engineering and so on. Let me tell you about this business. That our son, at the invitation of the new government, went. At the airport, he said, how he was interviewed by the press, he said, we hope for the best, but we are prepared for the worst. At that time, the plane had to stop at New Delhi for refueling. It would take nearly 1 hour. So Aung San thought, without wasting time, I would ask for courtesy call at Jawaharlal Nehru. When he rang up, Jawaharlal Nehru said, oh, welcome. It was a courtesy call, not appointment. So the two leaders had a parley. And Nehru said, our country and your country are going to be independent. British will never break the promise. But now, the entire world is divided into two blocks. East bloc, West bloc, bipolarization. Communist bloc, capitalist bloc, led by Soviet Russia, led by which one would you go? No, Pandit, we are a small country, we won't do that. We will keep aloof from the bipolars, but we will remain friendly to them.
Yeah.
In others, we will remain neutral.
Yeah.
Oh, you are right. If a country smaller than us like that, entire India as a continent, we also have to follow the same. So, neutralism was first initiated by Pandit Nehru and Aung San. I got a photograph of the two meeting together with me. When I finish my book, I'll produce it. Right. Then Aung San did talk with the new government and promised that within 1 year, not longer than 1 year, our Britain would give independence to Myanmar peacefully. However, you must show all the ethnic races of the country like to join it. And you should draw the constitution. Of course, you see. British history, no written constitution. You can't say this is the English constitution. English constitution is a combination of written law, unwritten law, precedent, and so on. We learned that. And we are quite used to British parliamentary democracy. We will definitely make a British parliament. For that matter, you have to get consent from all the ethnic races. Like in England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Mexico. Okay, our son came back and he was busy for campaigning for the unity. to form a federal state. Federal state. At the same time, he was busy with the 2-year economic plan called Sorrento Villa Economic Plan outside. They were all photographed. And all the animations agreed. And at a place called Ban Lo, the Shan State, all these ethnic leaders signed the document, the Union Constitution. And that day, 12 February 1947 was marked as the Union Day. We have celebrated recently. Ban Loan Agreement. It's fully recorded in English, Burmese, and announced. British government had an original copy in the archive of this department. Here it was stolen, I don't know, all Kanasi. So this is okay. Very well, very well. So then you choose the date for formal granting of independence. So we consulted astrologers.
Yeah, astrologers.
Then they give you, see, January 4th, so-and-so date, 1948, should be the date for transfer of sovereignty from the British to the Burmese. So in 1947, I was going to appear for matriculation examination in 1948 March.
Right.
March. So in 1947, in July, as you know, on the 19th, Aung San and the colleagues were assassinated. Raza and members of his cabinet, not Burmese, Buddhist, Christian, Karen, Islam, and typical English trained ICS also. That happened. Then, at that time, I was going to sit for the examination. So I want to see, I've never been to Yangon, and with my uncle, I came down to Yangon. I was going to see the Yangon University, which I have never seen.
Right.
Instead, I saw the martyrs corpse at the receiving homage from the public at the Jubilee Hall.
Yeah.
Jubilee Hall is now finished.
Yeah.
Very, very sad, very sad. Right. Then I returned. I set for the matriculation March 1948. I passed with flying colors. I went to my St. Peter's school. I paid homage. All the German Catholic mission. And they know Burmese well. He said, Sadhu, Sadhu, well done, well done, well done, all my children. I'm so happy that you are going to university. I'm unhappy because I have to part with the good students. The brother Clemency was shedding tears. We were crying like a... This brother died in Yangon, quite young age. But Henry I met again in London, who was quite old. But anyway, very good relations we had, I'm telling you. And I still remember my happy days in High School especially. One by Myanmar people loved English culture, English literature, English way of thinking, English parliamentary democracy very well. They only objected to English colonial rule.
Right.
Don't run away with it. We are Anglo folk.
Yeah.
We are very much Anglophile,
Yeah.
including Newing. Even today, they will talk bad English, but at heart, English. We love English language, English literature, English culture, English music, everything is perfectly okay.
So then you went to Yangon University to do Bachelor of Arts?
So no. Then everything settled. When I passed the matriculation, I joined Mandalay College.
Mandalay College, right.
Mandalay University College.
Right.
So first it was Intermediate College. Malay College was first originally Agricultural College.
Right.
After the war, it was extended to college, University Intermediate College. Only 2 years later, for degree college. There, all my friends joined medicine, medical line, engineering line, forestry line, technology aspect. We have the fresher days, typical English style. For 3 weeks when we joined it, freshers welcome. Freshers were asked to attend the different lectures by the professors. Professor of history, professor of English, professor of chemistry. They came and talked. If you take chemistry, it's very good. If you take physics, very good. If you take engineering, very good. Biology, I went through. I took chemistry, physics in my matriculation day. I have never heard of literature, history. So when I attended English professor speech, history professor speech, and I became so attracted. And even English professor was very, very good. He's not Englishman.
You were good at English though, weren't you? You were good at English.
Yes,
So
I'm telling you. So English professor was not Englishman, but he is Indian, but becoming Christian, product of an English missionary called John Mooney. John Mooney.
how does he remember all these names?
John Mooney was very good English professor, not English, but he was a typical product of English school.
Yeah.
He could speak English like an Englishman. And he made his speech very, very lively, introducing English jokes, English humor. English humor is not, you know what I mean by English humor?
Yeah.
We enjoy very much. So I got attracted. That English and history teacher, he is not Englishman, he is an Archeologist. And he taught us. History is a wide subject. It's one of the humanities. How respected it is at Oxford and Cambridge University. And if you learn history, then you learn political science too. So on. And telling us, even Bojo Aung San took history, political science, and English literature. You can become a good leader, or you become a good teacher, or you can become a good writer. I got attracted. So I changed the combination, science combination to arts combination. Burmese, optional Burmese, English, optional English, political science and history, modern history. And I passed in 1952 with gold medal in modern history.
Number one, that means, yeah? Means number one. Number one in the university.
Yeah, I still got the medal. Good.
It's gold, yeah. So then what happened?
After the principal asked me to join, I'll be given tutorship,
Tutorship.
either in English or history. But I came down to Yangon and applied for a job in the English department. Not the idea of joining the academic career. I want to join the foreign office.
Right.
I want to become an ambassador.
Yeah.
So I had to wait until ambassador post vacancies were called by the Public Service Commission. In the meanwhile, instead of wasting time, I joined the English department as a part-time tutor while waiting for it, so I got some money.
That's at Rangoon
University. Professor Umyowin gave me part-time tutor in English, and I got a job at the hostel at hall tutor.
Okay,
So
teaching other
free resident,
kids. Right.
free meal,
Right.
and then a part-time work. Wonderful. I'm waiting for the announcement of the vacancies in the foreign office. One day, professor of the University of Umyue called me. Look, did you know you got a gold medal in history? No, sir. Because gold medal was offered to me in my absentia.
Right.
Communication was not good. I didn't know, sir. Okay. Now, I'm telling you, in my department, you see, the department is blocked. There are many you are seniors. You can hardly get any promotion. The department which will be extended where you can have a promotion is Department of Modern History and Political Science. I told the professor, sir, I'm not going to join the university. I'm looking for the vacancy in the foreign service. I will join the foreign service. Oh, is it so? Then, Department of Modern History and Political Science is the very department which can promote your interest in foreign service. Modern history and political science. Take my advice. So he sent me to department. At that time, the department was run by very good Professor Bagan, well trained in the colonial days, who could speak English beautifully, full of jokes, typical English jokes. And there was another lady called Mamya Singh. Mamya Singh was a product of the typical English missionary school and a daughter of a very learned Rakhine Ubiya. And she had her master degree, you see, supervised by the typical English professor giving distinction. She could speak English with a typical English accent, with the English gestures and moral manners. Everything, only she is a Burmese. Right. The rest are all English, well trained. So I got training under her.
That's when you're being a tutor? You're being a tutor, and are you doing your masters at the same time?
No, not yet. I am not going to Professor Academy, only a tutor.
Right.
I did. Then one day, Professor Nyunt told me, now, you are tutor? Right. Why waste time? You proceed to a master degree. I passed history honors in his department. After passing honors, I thought I will get a vacancy in foreign department. So I was waiting for it. Until that comes, why don't you proceed to master degree. You are well qualified. And Domya Sai also recommended, so I enrolled for master degree. I passed into the written examination with the British Constitution in distinction. Because I like British Constitution very well. Okay?
Should be a lawyer.
Yeah. So, passed. So, one day this professor came. I am going out to America for lecturing too. I'll be away for some time. So, would you take my class? Khin Maung Nyunt. Oh, sir, professor's job. Here, me, I became lecturing tutor. No, I dare not. Stop. It is my order. You obey. You must teach my class. No, sir, I dare not. And at that time, there were two classes. One class in English, two classes in Burmese. The class in English was well-trained, typical English black students from Christian missionaries. They got English name, Richard, Ricardo, Annie, Penny, with the English names. Perfect English. Although Burmese, English, everything. They attend with the English dress. And the ladies English gown. That class. And they were quite impressed with the Professor Banyo. And Ubanyo asking me to take his class. So I came because, sir, I have no compound, this one, and I have to prepare. Let me prepare. Don't say prepare. When should this class? This afternoon. Oh, no, sir, no, sir. No, sir, I don't. Sir, if you don't have compound, put my compound. It's too large. So he put the compound. Dressed nicely, come on. Okay. I was shaking like that. Then the class looked at the professor and at me.
Were you not much older than the people you were teaching? You would not have been much older than the people you were teaching.
No.
You were young.
Only at that time I was 22 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I was shaky with the typical Myanmar dress, a compound and so. Professor Banyo says, I will be away on lecturing tour for nearly 1 month. My place will be taken by Khin Maung Nyunt, master degree. Then he walked out. They all look at me. Some of them cheering. How this young man, I have the typical Medley style, Medley style, the way I walk. Not quite Yangon people style smart. I have Medley style of walking and they sort of look at it. What a simple term from Upper Myanmar. Anyada. Very simple, very conservative, very out of date, not modern. They look at us. I look at them, a little bit shaking, but I put out my spirit. I began speaking English. They listen. Oh, this Upper Myanmar, he can speak English quite okay. They make remarks. I know they are making remarks, especially ladies. In the class in those days, lady students always occupy the front row. Boys at the back. They watch me like that, and the boys watch me.
Is that when you discovered you loved teaching?
Yeah. Then I got scared. They all laugh. When I tried to write on the blackboard, it goes like this. I could write straight. Not used to it. Otherwise, okay. At the same time, I say, good morning, class. goodbye class. Typical English style. They got impressed with me. Then, later, you see, they come and introduce me. Sir, we are so Annie, Wendy, all English name, Isabella, Elizabeth, Margaret, so on. And John, Jack, Jimmy. With English name. I'm sorry, I don't have English name. We would like to invite you to ball dance. I don't know how to dance. I see, I'm very busy. I'm reading very much. I'm correcting your tutorial. So I have no time. Maybe later, but I don't know how to make a ball dance. So that is good. Then I got to correct the tutorial. I corrected, including punctuation. Dot, open word, closed word, spelling mistake, all. Very, very particular in English correction. Punctuation, full stop, comma, open inverted comma, closed inverted comma, apostrophe, all right.
So how did the LSE thing, how did you, moving to your scholarship, you got a scholarship to England?
I'm telling you,
yeah.
You listen to me until I finish.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Then Ubajio, the professor returned. Then announcement of the vacancies in foreign office appeared in the book. So the professor said, come, Khin Maung Nyunt, here, announcement. You can apply for the third secretary post at the foreign office. You are trying to get it. You can apply now. By then, I became so academically minded. Thanks to Professor, thanks to these Anglophile students that I wanted to teach. So I told straightway, Professor, I have changed my mind. I want to follow your footsteps. I'm academically minded now. Therefore, I will not apply for post in the foreign office. Very well. Okay. And then I finished my master's degree. That was the time that British Council here offering short-term scholarship to the bright students in the Yangon University, particularly in humanities, law, English, literature, and so on, history and so on, humanity they call it. So offer to me also, but a year, 2 years the most. I was going to accept it. Professor told me, come, young man, don't take the scholarship. British University, you won't get degree for within 2 years. At least 4 years for British degree. 2 years means just going around here and finish. That's not worthwhile. Don't take it. I'm telling you, we are expanding our history department. 1. Modern history and political science, and history of the Far East, another department, and his Department of International Relations. There will be 3 departments. So you better go for a real degree in new subject, international relations. Be patient. The government will make a scholarship to you. You got to compete for your scholarship. It will take time. So I took the advice. I thank you very much. And Domio also, rubbish. she also, you don't. You may go to America, you can get degree very easily. There are very cheap universities, you can get degree very easily. Not in UK, never. Work for the real substantial degree, my young man, for your future career. So I accepted her. Then I waited. Then after not even one year, there was announcement for the scholarship for international relations. I sat for the competitive examination, general English, Burmese, and general knowledge. About 50 people sat for the same thing. Then the result came out. Only one was chosen. Who was it? Me. I didn't know that. The writer knew that. Then one day, when I walked in front of the writer's residence, writer came up. Hey, you young man, have you gone yet? Where should I go, sir? You have been selected at the famous school, London School of Economics and Political Science. I don't know what this is. You got to go. There's not much time. You got to join the Maclemus town. Then Ubaji also told me. So only 3 weeks for me to prepare. Poor me. I rushed back to my Mandalay. I pay respect about my students. No time to make a European dress. At that time, I was the warden of the Sagai Hall, and the entire hostel students sent me off to the Louis Street jetty. From there, I ferried to the ocean liner at the sea. At that time, it's a Henderson line, SS Selwyn, 2 lines, PV line and Henderson line there. Then I got to go. So no time to make European dress.
So you turned up wearing Burmese dress in London?
Yeah. No, not in London. On the boat.
On the boat.
Oh.
By the time you got to London, you had...
No, not yet. This SS Selwyn was a cargo boat. On the SS Selwyn, I had a very good experience with the typical British Navy people. Very amusing. The captain make a lot of Navy jokes. Very subtle, but some of them are a little bit obscene. But when he made joke, I was the first one to understand his subtle joke. He was surprised. The rest didn't laugh. I got a joke. English typical joke. Obscene. But obscenity is hidden behind humor. So he had a good impression of me. He looked after me very well. Then the boat stopped at Colombo for loading and unloading. And he told me, this is the right time. You go out to Colombo and make an English dress cheap. He gave me addresses where I could get English dress cheap. I went there, I got an English dress. Only 1 cent.
Yeah, 1 suit.
Aden is much cheaper. The boat stopped at Aden also, I got 2 dresses. Then, long journey, I could stand this seasick, vomiting, but when it was calm, I'm very happy to dance. And I had learned a little bit of basic English dance at the school. So it's okay with me. I could give my hand to the half-caste, Anglo-Burmese, everything. Dance very well. Captain was quite pleased with me. Long journey, passing through the Suez Canal, then the Mediterranean, then the Gibraltar, then long sea.
To Southampton.
And Henderson boat stopped at Liverpool. From there, we got to take a train to London.
Yeah.
Very amusing thing. There happened to be one Myanmar student, chemistry, tried to specialize in chemistry. He is very, very poor in English. He didn't know about the English customs, traditions, morals, and manners. I met him on the boat, on SSLA. One day he asked me, telling me he didn't get tea. He missed it because when the table boy, Englishman, asked him whether he got the tea or not, I said no. Then he did give me, because this man doesn't know the English meaning of positive question and negative question. The use of yes, no is other way around.
Yeah.
So he did get it. So I taught him. And the same fellow at the Liverpool airport, he was so depending upon me. I have brought many things. What should I do? You can openly declare. English customs are very lenient upon the students. Just write down what you have.
Yeah.
Right. I will go out and hire a taxi for us to go to the train, and the train will take us to London the evening. As I went out, when I came back, this fellow and the customer was yelling at each other. Yelling. What happened? Your friend is smuggling drug here. So I will have to test it. If it proved to be drug, he will be arrested. I don't care. This fellow was literally translating the typical Myanmar traditional medicine. Literally translate. 80 kinds of winds. Literal translation. In fact, it is just a typical Myanmar traditional medicine in powder.
Right.
He literally 80 kinds of winds. I have never heard of 80 kinds of winds in my life. Wind cannot be reduced to powder. You are smuggling. They were yelling. So I told the customer, sir, this is only name. He is not good in English. It's a Myanmar medicine, traditional medicine. Luckily, another custom officer who had served in Myanmar came out, oh yes. This is not drug. This is traditional medicine. Very good. Then he was released. So this happened. And this fellow had a horrible, his bad English is really horrible. In London, you see, he made many mistakes. He was complaining me, he has sent letters to his parents, but never returned. Then one day we two came out for walking. 2 boxes. Litter, L-I-T-T, litter box. L-E-T-T, letter box. Letter box is red. Litter box is in green.
No.
He said L-I-T-T, litter. He put his...
All these mails going into the litter box.
Litter box. So it never reached. I told him there's a letter. How can it be a rubbish boat? It's so clean. In English, so clean. Then I'll go and get it. Don't do it, don't do it. Police will arrest you. Leave it. L-E-T-T is letter. L-I-T-T is for all something to put in.
Now, Dr. Khin Maung Nyunt, your wife has been sitting here during our talk, and I think, doesn't she come into the story now? Doesn't she come into the story during
I will come.
I'm just seeing she's there, but she's...
I will. Anyway, to cut the story short, I was admitted into the London School of Economics and Political Science. I got to find ways and means of getting that college. Very easy. In England, very easy. People are very helpful. They give me. I took the underground, Piccadilly line, then go LSE. Oh, this. I thought it was in the compound, a big college. No, it's a narrow street.
In the city?
Yeah. Opposite to Bush House,
Correct.
Where the BBC station was. Very narrow lane. I went there and I got introduced myself. Then I was admitted. Anyway, to cut the story short. And I make friends there. Unfortunately, there are 3 Khin Maung Nyunts, my namesake there. 2 in LSE, 1 in English Navy, 1 in Salisbury. So altogether 4 Khin Maung Nyunts. My Khin Maung Nyunts. 2 Khin Maung Nyunts in LSE. 1 is for statistics. And myself is international relations. 2 Khin Maung. We kept our account nearby Westminster Bank. We enrolled all mistaken identity, very funny. When I put in my scholarship fees, it went into his. When he spent money, the money from my account, the one day, bank manager gave me a phone call. Mr. Nyunt, you have only £5 left. Oh, no, incredible. Because you have bought 1 suit. You had bought this, you have bought that. I never bought suit. I never bought. I bought it. Agent is quite okay. Count. Let me see the signature. And since the signature is almost the same, a little bit Khin Maung, but he spelled M-A-U-N-T Maung. Bank manager, we have 2 Khin Maung Nyunts here. The other one is statistics, international relations. You should look at the account number. Account number says, oh yes, he apologized. So you should do that. Signature may be identical looks, but account number is the only one. So he apologized, and the money I lost were returned. And to confirm it, I brought the Khin Maung Nyunt and showed this is statistics about this in me. Maybe a manager is kind of a bribery. What they came out with. You look better, you are handsome, he said. Never mind. That's a mistaken identity. So I went on. And the professors liked them very much. I got United Nations scholarship to attend Geneva conference. How I met her. She came from Singapore for Montessori education. England is very, very famous for Montessori child education. She was there. We didn't know each other. There was one Chinese son of a wealthy beggar, overseas Chinese bank, still in Singapore. Francis Wee, W-E Wee, Francis. He is not good in English. Where I put up, he was there. Then one day he met me, and hearing my English, he said he wanted to learn English from me. And whenever I'm free, I teach him English speaking, English grammar, English moral and manners. This Francis Wee was weak in English and English moral manners. And his mother came with him, living together. He didn't know how to, he didn't enjoy English food, and he didn't know how to handle spoon and fork. So old mothers came cooking Chinese food every day. Later, when she found out I was helping her son, she also brought me Chinese food, which I enjoy very much.
Of course.
One day, this chap held Chinese New Year Day. She came from Singapore, Chinese, there, to learn Montessori education. She was invited, Singaporean, by Francis Wee.
But you have no, I'm talking to Khin Maung Nyunt's wife, so you're Chinese, pure Chinese, but do you have Burmese background?
Not pure Chinese, I got Burmese background.
So
My
there's-
mother is Burmese.
Your mother was Burmese, okay? Although you
Mother was Burmese, father was Chinese.
right, and lived in Singapore.
Yeah, yes, sir. Ship line, or ship line.
Was it,
Owner of cargo boats.
okay. Was it love at first sight?
No, sir. No. Let me finish my story. So, we met each other at the Chinese New Year Day table.
Francis Wee.
Francis Wee did not know the custom. He never introduced me to her or him. He didn't know. So typical English, without introduction, we will keep on. She also. But she was watching me all the time. I was watching. We were usually watching, put it that way. I thought she could be a Chinese, she could be a Burmese, she could be a Thai, she could be Laos, anything you think of.
Yeah, of course.
She must be thinking so. Francis, we did not introduce, we didn't know. So I make a stratagem, Englishman. As she was watching me, I deliberately dropped the spoon on the floor. Accidentally, I did it. She explained in Burmese, Otto, the spoon is dropped. In Burmese, Otto, in Burmese, then I found out she was Burmese. So the beginning, this Francis Wee was wooing her.
Oh, she was Francis Wee's boyfriend.
Not exactly. She had no answer yet, but the Wee was proposing.
Oh,
Anyway, then when we got to know each other, I was not particular about her yet. But I know these Singaporeans, they will be always together. She can speak Chinese very well.
yeah.
But later, Francis Wee came to me and say apologetically, Mr. Nyunt, you are educated much better than myself. And I know Pansy, her name is Pansy. Pansy is of course half Burmese. So you deserve Pansy, not me. I will never get an English degree at all. I'm a spoiled child. So was giving me. That moment, Francis, before that, this process we asked me to marry his sister. His sister is a Margaret. Margaret was also Singaporean, but she is very good, nice looking, but not educated. Then Francis said, you deserve Pansy. She is educated, she is some Burmese, and you are educated, so you deserve it. I withdraw. Then, as a beginning of our love affair, we were together, going out everywhere. She was helping me to translate some Chinese manuscript I discovered in the British Museum pertaining to my thesis. Right. So, in spare time, we cooked Burmese food, Chinese food. We went out and we were taking photographs. She was sometimes wearing Chinese dress, sometimes wearing Burmese dress. And two of us was a good show. And we had to photograph. So, I kept on writing my thesis. First, British University cannot enroll PhD right away. Master degree first. Only when the professor thought you are qualified to proceed from master to PhD, you can do that.
But you already had masters.
But you got to enroll LSE, and that was the rule. So master degree rule. No PhD enrollment right away.
Oh, okay.
Then the supervisor, Mr. Dunster, called me, look, your assignment I like very much. So, if you have a mind to proceed to PhD, I will support you.
Fantastic.
I couldn't believe that. But sir, I mean,
That's okay. It's okay.
Chinese tea?
Yeah, yes, please.
It's warm, not cold.
That's okay. That's okay. Sorry, so now you had to inform your embassy.
embassy wired to my professor. Of course. We sent a scholarship Khin Maung Nyunt to get PhD in international relations. We are very happy. Now he is permitted to proceed to PhD. So say agree.
What year are we, Khin Maung Nyunt?
1955, late until 1960. 1950, late 1955 and early 1960 I returned. And during which I got United Nations scholarship to attend Geneva International Conference of the Students. So, with the United Nations scholarship, I went to attend International Conference of the Students at Geneva in Switzerland. I went there. Nearly 3 months.
Wow.
Well, no, I got wrong. A month and a half. Conference took 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, students either returned home or they went on hitchhiking. Understand what I mean?
Yes.
Hike.
Yeah. Is that what you did?
And Oxford student, Mr. Smith, mathematics. He told me, "Hey, Nyunt, I am going to hitchhike." What's the meaning of hitchhike? I didn't know that. I didn't know. And he has got all the hitchhike equipment. I haven't got. Never mind. Never mind. You send all the printed pieces sent through the Italian student who is going to London. He said he would take my books and so on and send it to my place. Maybe he will stay there also, my place. So he didn't have to pay for rent. He's taking money. He agreed. So you come along. Without him, never mind, what do you want? So I took the charge. We hitchhiked. We slept under the bridges of the Paris. Okay. French police were okay. Then we hike, hitch and hike. And on one occasion, one Swiss is the owner of brewery, wine vineyard. He stopped. At that time, I was putting on Shadbeck on me. Seeing my Shadbeck, he stopped. "You are from Baba?" "Yes, sir. I have walked in your country for 40 years. Where are you going?" "We are hitchhiking." Okay. We will send you until the Italian border. Meanwhile, you still have time. I'll give you free lunch. He took us to the vineyard and showed his wine. Wine, very good. Then two of us were taken to the border. Stop it. With some money for lunch also. We took it, of course. Then one truck carrying stone, marble stone. See the sparkling Shadbeck on me, stop. With our broken French, we are going into Italy. Would you take us? So he said yes. With our broken Italian, he took us straight to Milano and he dropped us at the Ostello Juvenile. That is the hostel for the young students. Ostello Juvenile. And the other Italians thought I was a Chinese,
Of course.
sent to be trained in priesthood, Roman Catholic priesthood.
Yeah.
They made me friend with me, invited me to their dinner. And the dinner hostess was a postmaster. He's got many children, 3 daughters and 4 sons.
Whoa.
Italian family, big family, 4 sons and 3 daughters, about our age. And we were dancing. Good time. And then I learned about Italy.
This all shows you're very good at international relations. This all shows you are very good at international relations. All the people you meet.
Yeah. So happy we eat together, we exchange address and so on. They kept on corresponding, you see. And then after that, you see, I told them I'm going to tour the entire Italy. Oh, very good. You buy a long ticket, cheap one, you see, from here, until you get cheap ticket. After finishing, you give it. Say you are student, they treat you. So I did. I reached Rome. Amazing. I dreamt of visiting Rome and Vatican City. Now the dream become true. Rome, oh, big one. There I put up at I put up the cheap hostel run by old pensioner, the lady. The lady was so motherly to me. She said, there's a big opera. Late in the evening until tomorrow morning. Very much like ours. You
Burmese,
go,
yeah.
a cheap ticket. So I bought a ticket, I went there. Roman opera. Famous one. I forgot the name of the opera.
Do you know the name of the opera?
Tragic one.
They're all tragic.
They were separated, you see. They were entombed in Egypt.
Is that the Egypt one? Anyway.
Another one is La Bohème.
Yeah, the French. Yeah.
French, yes. Very good, very good. After one act, all light come, and then continue. Joy very much. Then the following day, I went to see all Colosseum.
So your scholarship could cover all this cost? Your scholarship money?
No, sir. I got, as I said, UN scholarship. United pay
but that paid for this trip?
Yeah. But I did spend, I economized my money.
Right.
So I got things cheap.
Yeah.
Because of
Money
my
left
good
over.
relationship.
Yeah.
Most of the bills were paid by them. You see? I took my time. No, don't take your time. You are a student. We are the host. We will give you.
But you did do some things in London to earn money, didn't you?
I tell you, I come to that point later. So I returned after that. On my way, I stopped 2 weeks in France. French, English translation of French literature I learned. But Alexander Dumas, Three Musketeers, and Jules Verne as well. So I went to see them. I visited Latin Quarter. I saw them. I read the Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is Notre Dame. Archeology. Then Latin Quarter, things are very cheap. French friends like me, they be friends with me. So they took me to cheap places where you can have cheap food. We enjoyed.
I suppose there would have been some Vietnamese in France too at that time. So
Plenty.
yeah. Whereas you would be quite unique in Italy, I would have thought. Not many.
There are many Myanmars there too.
Really?
Marina. Cement.
Oh, of course, the seamen. Okay.
Mind you, Italians were the first to come to Myanmar. Don't forget Marco Polo.
Right.
Marco Polo came with the Chinese army when Chinese invaded Bagan. You could still see the Marco Polo's fine paintings in Bagan.
Right.
Anyway, let me proceed.
Yeah.
Then I got back to
London.
London, and I gave talk on my experiences in Geneva and hitchhiking. The audience was very pleased. I know how to make English subtle jokes. Then I never missed writing my thesis chapter. Right. So I did. She helped me. Meanwhile, I had good experience with the Scotland Yard and English Old Bailey Law Court. I was working at the India Office Library, which is close to Scotland Yard and 2 streets from Downing Street. All things happening at Scotland Yard and Downing Street, I could eyewitness. One day, telephone call came through the librarian of the India Office that Scotland Yard wanted me. Oh my, what have I done wrong? I have done nothing wrong. Why should I go to Scotland Yard? But the librarian said, it may not be that bad. Maybe something good. So don't fear to go there. So I was wearing the shandbag. I walked and walked. At the gate of the Scotland Yard, tall, typical Englishman, 6 feet tall. Hello, Mr. Nyan. Please welcome. Don't get excited. Nothing is wrong with you. Everything will be good. We want your service. What have I done, sir? No, you have nothing. What service should I give you? I will talk to you later. Come and follow me. First you gave me dinner, lunch, typical English lunch. I could eat it with a spoon and fork, with a typical English table when I was watching me. You have been attending LSE, we know that. Officer, I think you know about me more than I do myself. Don't worry. It's a typical English man. They call it that.
Detective or
I have read detective stories, Sherlock Holmes and so on. Sherlock Holmes was a product of Scotland Yard. That I don't know. But I know Sherlock Holmes. Come on, he took me. Show me the letter. Letter is Burmese. Not by educated one, but a kind of an ordinary seaman letter. Spelling is wrong, composition is wrong. Translated into English. Please, do not be too patriotic. Translate it as really is. We got on the body of a Burmese seaman who was on suspicion being involved in a murder on the boat. So I read it. It is a letter addressed to his Burmese friend living in Scotland, telling him, I am now under detention. I have brought Burmese dress and Burmese umbrella, some souvenir for my Scottish girlfriend living in so place. So my friend, please take them to her, say that I will be okay, because I am not involved in that. I translated literally, including the punctuation. So, it is about that. Nothing to do with it. He will judge it. Thank you so much. I said, right, I come back. 3 weeks later, a brown paper with a seal, OHMS, on Her Majesty's service, came to my landlady. She was highly impressed, excited, maybe for good or for bad, perhaps for good. When I returned, the sealed brown paper on Her Majesty's service, in her presence I opened it. Out came, "Dear Nyunt, you have done a good service on Her Majesty's service, for which we thank you so much with this monetary award. Every word, 2 shillings and 6 pence, amounted to 12 pounds, including foodstuff." I show the letter. "Oh, my dear, you are on Her Majesty's service, my dear." She kissed me. So, this is one, okay? Another one, very funny. I told you the 2 Khin Maung Nyunts there. The other Khin Maung Nyunt was very studious. He never went to amusement center or drama or dance. So serious, so studious. He got a little bit off mentally perhaps. And he is also epilepsy.
Oh, epileptic.
So, as he was taking a short break in the Hyde Park corner, he dropped and got unconscious. The police got hold of him, informed the Burmese embassy. He never frequented Burmese embassy. The only Khin Maung Nyunt he knew was me. So this Miss Leslie, secretary, informed my landlady, "Mr. Nyunt living in your house has been dropped unconscious. He is being hospitalized at St. George's Hospital." So landlady and the local medical doctor, Dr. Taylor Walker, specialist in tropical disease, were trying to visit me at the place, St. George's Hospital. I came normal. They watching me. "Is it you, Mr. Nyunt?" "Yes, me." "Why do you look at me strange ways?" Oh. They thought I was running away from the hospital.
Right.
"You should do that." "What should I do?" No, you shouldn't. "Come on, get into the taxi. You should go back to the hospital." "Why should I go back? Come on, please." I was yelling. Then I got an idea. "Why?" I say. "Embassy phoned me, you were hospitalized because you were dropped unconscious." That is nonsense. So, lady, Mrs. Coben, please make a phone call at the St. George's Hospital at room number so whether there was a Myanmar student named Khin Maung Nyunt to confirm. When she saw, the other Khin Maung was there. So they came to apologize. "So sorry. We have another Khin Maung Nyunt."
Yeah.
"Incredible," she said. So that is very, very funny thing. But I had a very amusing story of the mistaken identity with that Khin Maung Nyunt. He is now dead and gone.
Oh,
He died as a bachelor, unmarried. I was married with children.
when did you get married?
I get married. So let me put that. So that's a mistake. Another Khin Maung Nyunt is a Navy man. Navy man make a dating with his girlfriend in London without giving the proper address yet. Oh, you can ask Myanmar Embassy address of Khin Maung Nyunt. So when his girlfriend Edika came, she went to Myanmar embassy, asked for Khin Maung Nyunt address. My address was given. So this young girl came to my house. And landlady was very surprised. Now you are very naughty. I thought you was a good boy. Now you have a girlfriend. Oh, what happened? This is a lady. And she got surprised. That David Khin was tall, very handsome. He knows how to dance very well. Knows. So I don't know how to go it. So I have to go back. So landlady asked me, try to take this young lady around London until her real boyfriend came. I did the job. Anyway, that's another mistaken identity. Then, to cut the story short, she got her Montessori. I got my PhD. I will go back. So,
When did you say it was 60? Which year was it? Which year did you go back?
1960, June.
June.
So, I left.
This is May.
May.
May. That's not that.
Hmm?
That's not that May mana. May la mana that's not that May ye.
ပြီးတော့မှပြောလေပြန်နေရပြောပါ
Oh,ပြန်နေရတယ် June.
So I returned. Then I rejoined my alma mater, Yangon University, and Department of International Relations was already established. I was a lecturer there.
Yeah.
Then in 1962, she returned and we were married in Yangon.
In where?
In Yangon, we were married. And by
ဒီဟိုလေ
19,
ဒီက61ကိုရဆိုတာဒီတော့61ကိုရတာ 1960
1961.
Right.
We were in 1961.
37
A year later, first white child was born. That was the year that military coup took place. January.
62, correct. Yeah. Did that change things? Did that change life for you? Ne Win coming to power, did that change life?
Oh, a lot of changes. They were stage coup d'etat on the ground that the independent country visualized, initiated by General Zan, was carried on by Prime Minister Udu. During Unu's time of 10 years, everything went upside down. AFPFL, Lady Party, broke into different sections. And the Shans were trying to break away from union because there was a clause in the first constitution. After 10 years, if you don't like it, you can secede from the union. Of that article, Shans were trying to break away. The thing is, American government was trying to set up many military pact, NATO, SENTO and CETO, Southeast Asia Treaty Organization. Undu government didn't join it. Cambodia didn't join it. Only Vietnam, Singapore and Thailand joined. So there was a play American, the then American government had a hand in it. John Foster Dulles, condemned neutralism. Neutralism is, you see, sitting on the fence policy, taking advantage of the both sides. For starters, if you are not with us, you are against us. Even if you are neutral, people on the fence, you will fall our side. If you fall our side, it's okay. But if you fall the other side of the fence, you are our enemy. So all neutralist people are opportunists. We condemn and try to break Shan's from the Union. Shan't listen to it. Shans were divided. Shan feudal lords were on the side of the American. They would lose their right in democracy.
Yeah.
But Shan public were Myanmar side. So that happened. So Myanmar Union was about to break up. So seeing the danger, army has the right to defend the country, defend the independence, defend the Union. So he staged a coup. Right. Then after coup, he realized British parliamentary democracy did not work in our country. He wanted a kind of policy, a kind of political doctrine that will keep our country undivided, always compact. When many delegations were sent out, especially to the leftist countries, particularly Soviet Russia and China, they came back. The only way of keeping the country undivided is setting up one party system. One party. No two party system. One party system existed in China and Soviet Russia. So one party system was set up. It's called Burmese Way to Socialism Party. And within the party there was democracy in good meaning. And that party recommended the country was poor, therefore economy of the country should get back into Myanmar people's hand. So he nationalized all the private, whether foreign or Myanmar, nationalized. Wholesale nationalization. First mistake. The effects was very far-reaching.
How did it affect your life? How did it affect your life?
Very much. Things were, all the money, all the private property nationalized. Things were getting scarce. Prices are going up like that. No more import. No import. If you import, money will go out of our country. Yeah. But there must be democracy within the government. We should discuss matters among the people within the party. So they do that. But instead of for the people, only party men ruled. Party men were really dictator. Whatever party men said is accepted blindly, without going into the real opinion of the public. Public opinion cannot be expressed freely. The last thing was the demonetization. You know the story? At the First demonetization, second was government returned a certain portion of the money demonetized. So that money, no money was returned. Then that caused a revolution. The revolution came at the RIT, Yangon Institute of Technology. There the students riot took place. Students of the ordinary people and students who are the son and daughter of the party clash. And students of the party were always got an upper hand. So the RIT students revolted. That was the beginning of the revolution. True facts were reported by the RIT students, through which was directly to Dewe. Dewe was very unhappy. Dewe called upon his people, you better change your Burmese way to Socialist Party, otherwise there will be revolution. But they refused to do that. So if you don't do it, I will step down. They will make a surprise announcement in the news that he would resign from the party leadership as well as from the military role. That caused the big revolution. In his place, Khin Maung came to power.
Yeah.
The rest story you know very well.
Yeah.
I won't go into detail.
But please just tell me what happened to your career, because you went from, you became a professor.
When Nehru government came to power, Burmese piece of socialism, education system was also revolutionized in a very bad way. English language and literature and English way of thinking is outmoded. It creates slavish mentality. It should be done away with outright. Everything must be taught in English.
Taught in
Burmese.
Yeah.
Subjects which cannot be taught in English should be dispensed with. So, political science, international relations cannot be taught in Burmese language yet, only English. Therefore, political science, English literature, international relations, English law, English courses were totally dropped from the curriculum.
So that affected your career?
Then I was sent to head the Department of History in Myanmar College because no job.
The job was
I could not teach international in Yangon, so sent as head of the Department of History in Myanmar College to teach history in Burmese.
So you're a professor?
At that time, Myanmar College was not degree college.
Right.
I head of the department only.
Okay.
So I was there.
And what about the Director General bit?
I tell you, then they opened Institute of Education. Previously, Institute of Education, BET,
Natural Education.
Department of Education, where Utams trained, teachership training, teachership certificate in teaching. So BEd, Bachelor of Education. That was raised to institute. And there is a department of history, academic, department of history, teaching technique, 2 departments. I was transferred to the Institute of Education to head the teaching of history department. I was there for 8 years, teaching history in Burmese.
The whole family moved there?
Hmm?
The family moved there? Where's it, Mulmane?
When I was transferred to Mulmane, she remained
With
in
the
Yangon.
children. With the children.
And then we got a house on the Yangon University estate, 33 Chancellor Road, facing the Central Hostel.
Very nice.
So that's it. Then I was at the Institute of Education for 8 years. Then I was again sent back to Myanmar University as Professor of History, Modern History. I was there. Then, a few months later, the surprisingly order came out. I was appointed as Director General of the Fine Arts Department under the Ministry of Culture. At that time, the rector of the Myanmar University was my friend, Dr. Bauti. Dr. Bauti, I have got a ticket, you better go. Earlier you go, the better. What a jump promotion, I couldn't believe, he said. From ordinary head of the department, history department, professor, writer, and director. 3-step jump, go there. Without knowing where this department of Ministry of Culture was, yeah. I went. With it, I asked. I thought it was in the center of Yangon, where all the ministries get together at the old Governor House. No, the Ministry of Culture is not here. At the Basura Street, I went to Basura. It was where the previously old bank was. And then the place I have to take was, a place where opposite to bar. Who that true job what is it? Who that true job ba job? Casa you been a job ba?
So it's in the city.
Anyway, yes, city downtown.
Downtown.
Close to the open air theater.
Yes.
At that open air theater. And the place was originally occupied by the British judge. That was turned into office. Then I went there. I occupied.
And was that an interesting job, or was it an interesting?
Very interesting. I did not know the meaning of Director General. I did not know the rules and regulations of that, but I read G. Sakura Act and so on, so on, so on. But I done.
So then you went to Director General of Archeology Department.
No, I tell you, please,
yeah.
let me finish
Still
my process.
Yeah.
Then I became Director General, and I got to learn how to behave like a typical bureaucrat. World Trust. what was bureaucrat. Director General, making call, courtesy call. No one should come to me without appointment. There's a guard in front. If they want to come, they go to permission. Only when I said yes, then I will not accept. Otherwise, I don't know how to do it. I read all the rule regulation. Every day I have to go to the open air theater where all the performing arts were trained.
Of course.
I had a good background in performing arts.
Yeah.
Younger days, I have watched Myanmar puppet, Myanmar drama, Myanmar music, Myanmar sci-fi. Very full of dances. I myself had danced. In England, I danced, you see. So that experience. So I had some basic grounding. So I went there every day. I came there. So, and when foreign visitor came to the Myanmar performances, I explained in English.
Yeah.
So I make my name among the diplomatic circle.
Yes.
That matter was reported to the higher authority.
Is that not good?
Yeah. And in the compound of my office, there was a small wooden building where the Myanmar Historical Research Department was housed. Myanmar Historical Research Department was housed with about 26 staff only. All the archives and libraries are in downtown. If you want to borrow books, you got to go to downtown separately. There I have my old friends working there. Dr. Yi, Doja, Dr. Singh. 5 of them were working there. When the Director General of the department retired, after about 3 months after I took the post in the finance department, the government appointed me simultaneously Director General of Historical Research Department on the ground that I was the history major, history student. So I became Director Generals of the 2 departments simultaneously with only one salary. One salary. I work. In daytime, in the morning until 1 o'clock, I was involved in the finance department. Afternoon, involved in the historical research department. So 2 goes together.
What years are we talking now, roughly?
1975, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, something like that. Then change took place. Professor of History Department in Mandalay University was about to retire. Dr. Tato retired. Professor of History Department in Mandalay, Dr. Tato, product of SOS, School of Oriental African Study in London.
Yeah, part of University of London, like LSE, SOAS.
He was about to retire. And someone should succeed. So the government sent me as professor of the history department. No international relations yet. It was not involved there. So I had to go there.
And again, you stayed here with the family.
Left behind, because my children are growing up.
Yeah, sure.
They can't be transferred.
Yeah.
She has a job.
Yeah.
She was working in the AD nursery school because of a
Montessori.
specialized
Yeah.
Montessori like that. She was head mistress of English AD nursery school in the compound of British Embassy in Yangon.
Okay.
And she was looking after my children too. Attending school here. I got only 5 children already. So I went there. So I run the show. Right.
Were you happy there or not happy?
Okay. And
How often could you come back to see the
anyway,
family?
let me continue. Then international relations was revived in Yangon University and also in Mandalay University. To be up to date, all students and teachers of international relations subjects were sent abroad for refreshing, updating our courses. I led a delegation that went to England, UK, America, Japan, and Singapore, visiting the International Relations Department, giving us up to date, bringing the new syllabi with us. That took about 1 month and a half. When I came back, I teach latest curricular syllabus of International Relations Department at the Yangon University, thinking that I would have to head the International Relations Department in Yangon, but no. I was sent back to Mandalay University to head the History Department as well as IR Department together with only one salary.
Of course.
I trained very good one. First 3 British, best the whole country. Now, one is now right now at Niigata University in Japan. Another was Joy Line. Another was a professor in Singapore. And some of them became ambassadors. Some of them became in the United Nations, my old pupils. They are very faithful. Every time they come. So, that's a story. So, I was about to retire. I put up the retirement.
Because you were what, at retirement age? Or?
Time to retire.
Yeah.
I was going to retire.
Is that at 60 or 65 here?
60.
60.
And Ablapali. Eh? Which year I was going to?
89?
89, yeah, right. 88, then I was
Or
going to
student
retire.
rights?
The government said, no, before, 2 years before that, the government knew that in the archaeology department, digging archaeology, we have 2 archaeology departments, teaching archaeology and digging archaeology. Digging archaeology department is Yangon. Digging archaeology department was based in Bagan. I was transferred to the digging archaeology at Bagan. And at that time, invitation came from University of Japan. They wanted to hold an international seminar on the old capital city, Bagan. Would Myanmar government welcome us? The government asked me, I said, I will take responsibility. So the Tokyo University came to hold a very first international seminar on old Bagan. In Bagan, a Sylvia Hotel. Myanmar research papers were presented, Japanese were presented there. Carry on. We were having a good time. Exactly the same time that Nehru stepped down and his successor took place. So, yes, we know not Tashuyan, before Tashuyan, Soba. And the Deputy Minister told me, hey, Dr. Khin Maung Nyunt, please finish your seminar. We are having a revolution in our country. If not, your Japanese kid will be stranded at the airport. So I rushed back. Then, after I have sent back the Japanese delegations, happily, the following day there was curfew. Then change took place. That's a story. Right. Then, after I finished, I was going to retire. Then they said, please continue with your old archaeology digging department as well as teaching department in Yangon. Archaeology was a subject which we learned in either England or British India. All the trainees were trained abroad. First time, Myanmar government tried to train locally. So, for digging, you need practical work. Yeah. You must have the digging license. Yeah. For academy, you need teaching. So, myself and history professor began to introduce archaeology subject into the teaching of history, archaeology, beginning with the diploma in archaeology. Very popular subject. Tourist guides or attended, very popular. Then they demanded, they were very brilliant too. And for that matter, I insist, teach archaeology in English. Archaeological English is very high.
Yes.
All archaeology English terms cannot be translated into Burmese. Right. The government agreed. I was given a full authority. I was one of those who could teach archaeology academy in English with typical archaeological terms. I tried to get contact with archaeology departments from the Southeast Asian country, particularly from Singapore. Okay. Amazingly, Singapore is a small country. There is no place to dig, no. But they introduced archaeology since the primary archaeology 3 times. archaeology, current archaeology for dustbin, archaeology environment is very good. And where they go to archaeology, to the archaeology basis, and they make a request. They would like to come to Myanmar for archaeology digging. And the government began opening a archaeology field school in the town Pie. Used to archaeology field school in Pie. First opened by General Khin Maung Nyunt of Lewin's time, and it's still running, very successful. So there I went to teach archaeology academically. For real digging, you got to train in digging. So we have held many seminars. Not only Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic age, but also Bronze Age, Iron Age, and so on. Then I wanted to retire completely. What happened is, don't retire, please keep on teaching. We will appoint you as Emeritus Professor. And by then, International Theravada Buddhist Missionary University was open, where all the students from all countries, east, west, north, south, you don't have to be Buddhist. You may be Christian, you may be Muslim. Only you come to learn what Buddhism is. So international. And that is to be in English.
Yeah, there's a lot of international.
International.
Are you still doing that?
The very day that university opened, I was appointed Professor of Buddhist Culture and Buddhist Festival. I'm still there. I teach. Now it has reached 21st year, 21-year-old yet. At the beginning, until today, I'm still teaching, not Buddhism.
No.
Buddhism taught by the monks. Only Buddhist culture, Buddhist festival, and
History sort of related.
History. Old. I'm still teaching.
Yeah. What, once a week or?
Twice a week.
Amazing.
I like teaching.
Dr.
Now,
Kim,
90 years old. Only this.
sore back, you're saying.
Otherwise, okay. I thought.
I can see everything's okay, and I'm so pleased I came back to see you again. So, Dr. Khin Maung Nyunt, thank you so much for seeing me. A wonderful, wonderful life you've had, and inspirational.
Are you now English or Australian?
Australia.
But anyway, you have an English origin.
Yeah, my family from England and Ireland, England and Scotland.
Which part of England?
Just outside London and then Scotland. So my middle name is Campbell. Campbell is a Scottish name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a little bit of Scottish.
Yeah.
I feel very sorry that Theresa May is trying to leave European Union. Therefore, Scotland is demanding for breakaway from. Feel very
Not at
sorry.
all. Well, you know about breakaways in Myanmar.
No, I feel very sorry. Keep United Kingdom. Don't break away.
Of course.
Feel very sorry. See, I'm very Anglophile. We dislike only English colonial policy everything English we like very much. All these army people, they talk bad about the English. They themselves were very English. Very English. Truly,
Yeah.
we are Anglophile.
Yeah.
English, the Bochar, we love English, everything English. Only colonial rule only we objected. Even then, the British are very good in returning independence to Myanmar peacefully. We thank very much.
I was told you like Johnny Walker too.
Sure. Because when British royal families came to visit us, I was telling, I hosted many British royalty. One particular is the Princess Anne.
Princess Anne.
Anne. I had to host her Bagan journey. Bagan journey. I accompanied her.
To Bagan.
And I had to make a formal address. Your Royal Highness, Your Royal Highness, Your Royal Highness. So when she reached W, the tallest temple, over 200 feet high, she expressed her desire to go top of it. In the noontime, I was at the age of 55, a little bit tired, and I could not go up as quickly as she did. So I was crawling and crawling. She yelled out, "Professor, I'll help you up." Give me out her hand. "Oh no, Your Royal Highness. No, I am not royal born. I shouldn't touch your hand. Never." What a wonderful idea. Joy. "Professor, you are tired. You are older than me. I'll help you up so that you can help me. Don't make this unnecessary formalities and stop calling me always Your Royal Highness, Your Royal Highness." Then, Princess, how should it address? Just end. Oh, no.
I think that's a lovely story.
It's true. And television was taking photograph. I told them in Burmese, don't show the photograph of
The princess holding your hand.
pulling my hand up. Because it was head of the state, General Nguyen, to do the job, not me. I'll be in his disgrace. I told them, making joke, there is a film called Princess and the Photographer, very famous film. And there should be Princess and the Professor, should be. And they burst with laughter. Then when we reached up, said, "Why did they laugh? Tell me." I didn't tell. "Oh, Your Royal Highness, again, you don't listen to me. Call me in." Then I distracted her attention. She saw the Toddy climber, you know? The climber who climbed the Toddy palm trees
Oh yeah.
to get the juice.
Right.
Morning Toddy juice is very refreshing, very good. Afternoon, it gets fermented, intoxicating, and it's taken by the Myanmar people as whiskey, Myanmar whiskey. It is intoxicating and laxative also. Even they say as intoxicating or more so than Scotch whiskey.
Ah, you're Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker. So she says, "What is doing?" I explained. I was making remark. "I want to try." "No, it's new time. noontime, don't take it. It's very intoxicating. Much more intoxicating than Johnny Walker whiskey. I want to test it. What I said was true. She wanted, no, Your Majesty. Bring in the Toddy climber. No. Toddy climber was in a lion coat with a tattoo on his arm. And he may be smelling sweat. No. But at the lunch, I want to try that fermented toddy juice, she said. I was told by Uni always look after the royal princess and fulfill our wishes. In a dilemma. Big lunch was one by one. Professor, you forgot. I want to try fermented toddy juice. You claim much more intoxicating than Scotch whiskey. Bring Scotch whiskey, bring that one. What to do? Hotel manager said, in Burmese, Papa will give it. Never mind, give it. She is so challenging in Burmese. Give her. Either she got drunk or she become laxative. There was a royal medical doctor nearby. Luckily, I said, Your Royal Highness, it is not only intoxicating, but also laxative. I only said, the royal medical doctor Hardy said, no, she hasn't listened to the medical doctor. Laxative, not good. That settled the matter. Done, I got a letter, not directly from a lady in waiting.
Yes.
Lady in waiting drove
Yeah.
on behalf of our Royal Highness Princess Anne. We express our thanks to you. You have been so kind, so good, and within break, so diplomatic finished. The way I had her, so that she wouldn't take the laxative. I still got the letter now because of the ends of it.
Yeah.
So that is the story.
Thank you, Dr. Khin Maung Nyunt. Thank you so much.
Welcome always.
Thank you.